Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I can hardly see the screen. It is so bright out here this morning. Let me see if I can possibly turn it up. It's all the way up. Anyways, good morning, Tammy. Good to see you on here. It's bright and it's beautiful. I am not complaining at all. I am not complaining about the weather. It was a little rainy the last few days, but that's okay. I don't mind the rain. Waters the grass. Waters the grass. And we need it because it has been dry for sure. Good morning, Diane. Morning, Leslie. Glad you guys are jumping on. How's your weekend been? How is your weekend? Are you enjoying the long weekend of the holiday? Yes, a holiday weekend. Some people love them, some people don't. Quarantine has brought us lots of long weekends at the house, right? It's just kind of been at home. Can you guys hear me if I lean back like this? Let me know give me a thumbs up or whatever. Good morning, Kaylin. What up, Rich? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me and the wind isn't too much. If not, I'll stay leaned up. How's everybody doing? Just waiting another minute or so for everybody to jump on. Is that a yes, Diane? You can hear? Okay, good. All right. Well, we borrowed our friend's boat yesterday and went out on the river, and it was great. So that was super exciting, and just got to hang out with the fam and drive along and cruise and feel the sun. And we went and ate at the one place to eat in Montgomery on the water. And we talked about what a dive it is, and that I wonder if this thing does as good as a business as it does like this. What would happen if somebody actually put something nice out here? I wonder if it would bring a different clientele, or if it just works the way it is, because it's working. Food was great, and it was people everywhere. So, it was cool, and it was very cool to be able to get to it by boat. So that was what we did yesterday. We had a great time, and I'm very thankful for friends that will trust us with their stuff. That is a blessing in itself. Anyways, today, Grace Life, we want to talk about peace. It's something that has been, it's a Christian theme. Peace is something that we are promised and entertained to and allowed to experience. Being a Christian and the things that come along with it, because we trust that God will take care of it. Good morning, Emily. We trust that there's something bigger out there than just us. So when there's something bigger than just us, we can put our faith into, or put our belief into that. What's up, Brittany? Good morning, Amy. Peace, yes. And so, my life for many years was not full of peace, even though I always tried to find peace. I was always basically looking for peace in all the wrong places, for lack of better words, right? I was looking for peace in drugs, or in women, or in money, and trying to find peace of mind where it just felt peaceful and solid. And I don't mean solid as in not any problems or not any issues, just peace. And so I tried to find it in all the wrong places, which brought me to the place when I was 26 where I needed to go to a faith-based rehab and try to find, what up, Jerry? What up, Frank? What up, Fran? To try to find peace in all these places, which brought me to a place called Canaanland. And the reason why I wanted to go there, well, there's many reasons, but one of the main reasons is in the middle of the turmoil of me telling my wife to get out of town because I'm going to kill her, and having delusional, drug-induced situations in my life, that I wanted her to be safe. And I told her that, I was going to kill her and blah, blah, blah. And, wanting to rob people that I know would kill me, the guys that I ran with. That wasn't the game they played. And so, hey, Michelle, what up? What's up, Casey? Glad you guys are tuning in. So I was looking for peace, and my life was in hysterics with being a drug addict, being a drug dealer, and trying to not kill my wife. And she moves away, and she comes back for my birthday in 1999. And what up, Chris Witten? My man. Oh, did you just call me out? Because I didn't even see it. Oh, I see how it is. Babe, I didn't see you get on there. I can barely see as it is. You know how it goes. That's always my excuse. Anyways, she comes back from Arizona living with her mom. Our world is literally flipped up and upside down. It's in full turmoil. And she rolls out to where we're meeting out on the beach, and she's just full of peace. And she has this glow about her, and she's smiling, and it looks like she's radiating. And yeah, I hadn't seen her in a little while, and most of the people I was running with then were not radiating. But she had a different kind of aura coming off of her, for lack of better words. And so I just asked her, I was like, what is going on right now? Like, how are you so peaceful? I'm strung out, all kinds of stuff going on in my life, possibly gonna die soon, been trying to kill myself with an overdose, and I wake up every dang morning. I took enough drugs for months to kill an elephant, didn't die. So here you are, all peaceful. And I'm just looking at her like, what in the world? And she said, it's Jesus. And I was like, wow. I was not expecting that. I was expecting anything other than that. I don't know if you guys have ever been in that spot where somebody tells you something and it's literally the farthest thing from your imagination or thought life at that time. That was it. She said Jesus. I thought she was joking, and then she was not joking. She's like, nah, I got saved in Arizona and started reading my Bible and blah, 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 blah. And I just know that I'm fine, whether you're fine or not, and I'm going to be okay, whether me and you are together or not. She just had this confidence about her that everything was going to be okay in the middle of the BS that was going on right now. And she had peace in the situation. So with what's going on now, with COVID and lockdowns and businesses closing and issues and social distancing and all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, I can't even make a post on Facebook anymore where people don't just start getting sideways and coming out of left field, and everybody's trying to prove their way is right. And I'm just sharing. I'm just throwing out ideas that are not welcome. I had a pastor friend of mine that just lit me up for making a post and told me that I needed to take all my stuff off his wall. And I was like, look, man, you made a public post. I made a public comment. If you don't like it, take it off. It's that simple. I'm not removing it. I put it on there because I wanted to. I'm not taking it off. and it was this big ordeal, and all of his people started blah, 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 blah. And it was just like, really? This is what it's come to. This is where we're at. This is what Christianity looks like right now, where you can't have a normal conversation. Like I'm up to here with not being able to just have a normal conversation about spirituality, about the Bible, about, the universe, about love, about enlightenment, about awakening, about hell, about heaven. You can't even make a comment without it being a big, huge argument. And really, there used to be a time where people could just cordially have a conversation. And when I say cordially, because when you're having a conversation face to face with people and they start running at the mouth and calling you names and belittling you and saying things to you face to face, it escalated very quickly, and then it ended very quickly, and it was a much different world. But now you can say whatever you want to say online, and unless you're going to track the person down or go to that state or nation or country or wherever they're at, they just type whatever they want and talk however they want and become very disgruntled and disrespectful. And that's real. That's real talk. That's real social media right now. Keyboard warriors. And so that makes it rough to just want to share your heart. It makes it rough to where, from where I come from, I just want to share what I'm going through, what I'm believing, what I'm dealing with. I'm not trying to prove. I'm not trying to convince. I'm not trying to do any of these things to make you move a direction. I'm only trying to cause you to think. I'm only trying to cause you to actually think about what you believe, because typically we are programmed into believing what we believe, starting in childhood stuff. We're programmed a certain way. We're programmed to think that when you get older, life is going to be rough and you're going to get arthritis and you're going to shrivel up and things are going to be really hard and you're not going to be healthy and you're not going to be able to deal with stuff and blah, blah. We're just programmed to think that the progression of life gets older and worse. Even though when you read through the Bible, they're talking about living forever and going from one space to the next space, and as you get older, renewing your wings as the youth. And it's like this stuff, like we want to argue and bite about everything, but yet we don't want to actually think about the fact that we've been programmed. We don't want to think about the world is programmed into thinking that we're separated from earth, from birth, and then we're separated from our Father. And then until we say these prayers and until we come to this place, we're separated. And then all of a sudden there's this mystical union that happens later on. And what happens is we spend all of our life thinking that we're separated from our Father. We spend all of our life thinking that we have to earn the hand of our Father and the look of our Father and the blessing of our Father and His approval, when the reason why we're actually alive is because He approves. The reason why, like we talked about last week, we came together, 1 in a couple billion, each one of us, is because He approved. He approved so much that He sent us here to love the next person and to be a blessing and to raise our family and to continue this cycle on of reproduction and reproducing people that love each other, that are humans, that are not black and white and interracial and outer racial and over racial and behind racial, all that BS. It's all together. We're one people. Jesus and God reconciled the entire cosmos, not just Earth, the entire cosmos in one swoop. People don't want to discuss that because it wrecks their thinking and their programming for their whole life. So they'd rather just argue and call you names and hope you don't show up at their house. Said all that to say this: you have personal discrepancies, you have family discrepancies, you have Facebook discrepancies, you have job discrepancies, you have COVID, you have problems with your money, you have problems with your work, you have problems with different things in life. Basically, what I want us to be clear here is that there's problems everywhere, right? But there's also blessing everywhere. Like, I went through problems in the last several years of my life that brought me to a place where I wasn't sure if we were going to make it, and have to, move and do some different things and sell everything and start over again. We got to a place where we were okay with it, because it is what it is. We're not gonna, die. We're together, we're a family, and we'll just move as a family and redo life. So midlife crisis, whatever. There's still a blessing to it. It's a new chapter, it's a new book. Everything starts new. You get to redo it again. And so we have all these problems when we look at those, but on the same exact token, because it's 50-50, it's always 50-50, and it just depends on which side of the 50-50 we're going to look at. Because on the other side, the good side, it's beautiful out. People have been home. People have been able to spend time with their family. People have started new businesses. New businesses that have been struggling have been raised up. The money has moved from certain sectors to other sectors. Some things in the economy are not doing great. Some things in the economy are booming. It all depends on what you're dealing with at the moment and what you're looking at and how you're focusing in on it. But what I want to say is, my wife, in the middle of the turmoil, was walking in a state of peace. She had this confident knowing that regardless of what I did with my life or where our marriage went, she was going to be okay. And that's what I'm wanting you to just see today and experience today and think about today, that if we can push away what we've been through, if we can push away our programming, if we can push away the media and the news and how much you love Trump or hate Trump or love America or hate America, none of that matters on a hill of beans. The only thing that matters is where you are right this very second. What state are you in at this moment that you're presenting to the universe? That's all that matters. It doesn't matter if you like Trump or not. It doesn't matter if I like Trump or not. I don't care anymore what anybody thinks. I don't like Trump. I don't. But I like Trump. Does that make sense? I like 50% of what he does, and I can't stand 50% of what he does. Does that make me a racist? No, it doesn't. Thank you very much. Does it make me a whatever else we call him? No, it doesn't either. It means we're human. And I would not in a million years want to be the president of the United States right now, especially the last 3.5 years of that man's life, ending his term with COVID. Like, just think about it for a minute. Talk about turmoil. He better be trusting in a higher power for sure. Okay, so let's go to the scripture. I know we've all been waiting. Isaiah 26, verse 3. You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, because they trust in you. So let's just leave this right here. You'll keep in perfect peace. God will keep us in perfect peace, whose minds are steadfast. So steadfast is, for me, singular focused, looking through the single eye of humanity, right? My man Alec, the single eye, one love, one universe, one verse, rhythm or song that all of humanity plays together. All of the cosmos playing a beautiful melody with the rhythm of grace. Universe, one verse. Yeah, one love, one spirit, one family. We're all connected. You can buck and you can call me names. You're still part of my family, and I'm still part of your family. And eventually, my man Alec, I think we'll get on one accord, right? one rhythm, one verse, one melody, one song. We're all singing one song, whether we agree or not. We have a 50-50 rhythm in our life, and that's the way we're going. So with this, those whose minds are steadfast, and that's like steadfast, like I'm holding on to the fact that I am not just me. I'm holding on to the fact that I am one with God and I am loved by my Father. And so because I'm one with God and because I'm loved, therefore my mind is steadfast on the fact that I trust God. I trust God. Whether he comes through the way I want him to or not is part of our programming. And, you know, I just say it the way it is. When we're programmed to think that if we do all the right things, then God will bless us, we spend our lives spinning the wheel, trying to make it happen. And then when he doesn't bless us the way we thought, then we start figuring out where we missed it and how we didn't have enough faith, how we didn't pray right, how we didn't pray long enough, how we didn't fast right, how we didn't go to church enough, how we didn't tithe right. All these things we start making excuses now for the fact of it was never going to happen the way you wanted it to, ever. You know how I know it wasn't going to happen like that? Because it didn't. That's how I know. Everything is happening the way it should, even the stuff that sucks so bad that you don't want to talk about it. Is sex trafficking real? Is the Catholic Church really doing what they're doing? Are the commercials that I'm hearing on the radio now about if you've been molested by the ministers and by the clergy, then we've already given away $4 billion. Please call. We'll take care of you. Are those the commercials that I'm hearing now? Like for real? Like the clergy? Yes, it's the world we live in. It's 50-50, which means when things are going great and Michael Jordan is the best ever, then right after that, Kobe dies. It's 50-50, right? And so the sooner we can become steadfast, that the 50 is strengthening your other 50 on either side. The good is strengthening the bad, and the bad is strengthening the good because it's working together, making tension in your life, which the resistance is growing you and strengthening you for the next chapter of your life. If everything went great all the time, you would be a sissy. And I don't mean that about a gender. I just mean somebody who cries about everything, who doesn't have any kind of cojones put together, who can't put a step forward, who can't move in a direction. You're just continually weak in everything that shows up in your life. You cower down under anything that shows up in your life. If anything isn't working just the way it's supposed to work, you cry and you play the victim and you go down this road. And trust me, I have been down that road. I have been the victim, I have been victorious, and the 50-50 charge of my life is moving me into a place where I am moving away from being the victim in any story that I play about my life. Because that story doesn't give me any bit of growth or longevity. It just makes me weaker and more pathetic, right? The best analogy I've ever heard from one of my coaches, she said this: when a baby is a baby and he's learning to crawl, that baby falls hundreds of times trying to walk. And nobody smacks the baby, calls the baby names, beat the baby, hurt the baby, spank the baby, call the baby a deceiver, call the baby this, call the baby that, call the baby the victim. We don't call the baby nothing. We encourage the baby to keep moving. You can do it. You got this. Try it again. That's what we do. Imagine if we did that to our fellow humans. Imagine what would happen if we were all encouraging everybody in the middle of an epic fail. I tried to walk, but I fell. Oh my gosh. In the middle of an epic fail, what if your crew around you encouraged you to fail again? And I'm encouraging you to fail again, because every time the baby fails or falls, he uses his leg muscles and his core and his balancing fibers to try again. And eventually, his balance tightens up, his core tightens up, and his quads are strong enough to support him. So all the time that it looked like he was failing, he was actually strengthening so that he could make it. So listen, when you're failing, fail all the way, fail well, peaceful state, knowing that I actually can't be a failure because I already am successful. Because if you're a human and you're alive right now and you have breath and you have video and you're watching this and you have ears and you can see this in any form or fashion, you are successful right this second, right now, and you can be in a beautiful state if you want to stay steadfast on the fact that you are loved, and on the fact that you are cherished, and the fact that you are 1 in 10 billion or 1 in a trillion, whatever number works good for you, because you came here to the earth. Right now, you're successful. So you can't be a failure, even though you can fail in a million different things through your life. Each one of those is strengthening you to get to the one you're going to crush. Right? Or to get to the 2 you're going to crush, or to get to the 3 you're going to crush, or whatever it is. So I'm leaving you with peace. I'm wanting you to understand that this scripture, you will be in perfect peace, those whose minds are steadfast because they trust me. So we're trusting God that we're not going to be a failure because we're already successful. We're trusting God that in the middle of our situations, in the middle of COVID, in the middle of the media, in the middle of Trump, in the middle of the Democrats, in the middle of the Republicans, in the middle of the red, in the middle of the blue, in the middle of the black, in the middle of the green, in the middle of the white, on this side of the wall, on that side of the wall, in China and over here and in Russia, it doesn't matter. Right now, one, you are with success, with love, with creation, with the universe. You are successful at this moment, and you come out of being in the blame game and out of being in the victim mentality when you start to trust that all of these failures, or you're trusting in the 50% that's not good, is actually strengthening the 50% that is good. Leaving you with the analogy. The baby falls 100 times and nobody gives him a hard time. They encourage him to get back up and try again. Let's do that with our fellow humans. Let's do that, people. Let's be kind and encourage those who are having issues and lend a hand. Show them how to grab the wall. Show them how to put it over here. Show them how to put your hand on the couch to help leverage your balance. So each time the baby falls, strengthening his core, strengthening his legs so that he can eventually stand. Because on the inside of the baby, he's standing the whole time. He's just waiting for his body to catch up. So you as a person, loved by God, one with the universe, regardless of what you believe in, it's the truth. We're all awakening to it. On the inside, you are continually loving, kind, victorious, and winning. Your life is catching up to what's already been done. I love you guys. You're amazing. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to me ramble. Thank you for staying with me the whole time. It's beautiful to see the people stay and hear and possibly learn. And if you don't like it, it's all good. We're all on a journey. We're all moving forward. I think you guys are amazing. I love you. I believe in every one of you. On the inside of every one of you is a victorious winner, no matter what the situation is holding, no matter what the turmoil is going on around. Peace, because we trust that no matter what happens, the end of our book is better than what we're dealing with right now. Love y'all. You're amazing. Talk to you soon.